Joining me by telephone right now, author of a very interesting book, and I think all of us can get some help from it. It's called Can I Have Your Attention? How to Think Fast, Find Your Focus, and Sharpen Your Concentration. We're joined by Joseph Cardillo. He's a top-selling author in the fields of health, mind, body, spirit, and also martial arts. And he joined us now from upstate New York. Well, Joseph, thanks for being with us. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me, Doug.
How are things in upstate New York? Is it getting cold yet?
Yeah, a little bit at night.
I miss the fall a little bit, living down here, from being from New York. This is a nice time of year, so that's a good place to be. But I enjoyed reading your book. I had a chance to get it about a week or so ago, and the title alone grabs your attention. I mean, people, I think, have been complaining for years that people don't pay attention, particularly in schools, I guess. Teachers have always said that, right?
Oh, it's the ongoing battle.
What particular thing brought you to write this book at this particular time?
Well, I was curious about quite a few things that, just were pet curiosities of mine. Like, for example, why is it that we can walk out to the parking lot after work or whatever and look for our car, and we get 5 feet away from the car and suddenly realize, oh, that's not my car. Or sometimes we go right up to it and then we realize that's not my car. Or maybe we're walking around a mall or an area of town where there are a lot of people, and we see somebody we think we know, and we're waving, and then all of a sudden we realize, case of mistaken identity, not who I thought. It also amazed me that sometimes people can just hear one word of a song that they heard 20 years ago, remember all the lyrics, or hear one note, and remember the whole melody, and it, I was curious as to why it was that sometimes we can walk into a room and in a split second have a really good feeling about what's going to happen there, and then it does. That kind of thing. And I was also curious about the world of athletics. You could have a skier skiing down a mountain slope and making adjustments at superhuman speeds. And I started to wonder, what's going on in the brain when all that happens, and is there a way, once we know what is going on in the brain when all that happens, is there a way we can take that and use it, in our everyday lives to try to ramp up, our attention and focus on things?
When you think of what the brain has to do, not only your everyday life, controlling your breathing, your heart, and all that, I mean, it's amazing that it can even do that, and then you have all the rest of your brain power to make decisions or other things. It's a remarkable piece of machinery, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when we think of all the information it takes to just put the key in the car, and for those of us who drive to work, just the millions of brain functions that are occurring by the time we put that key in the car and actually get to work, it's amazing. And these things are happening again at a lightning speed, and we don't even need to think about it.
You talk about in the book and your background in martial arts how important it is to focus so sharply on your opponent, just to protect yourself, and also how to give attention to them. Like you mentioned, I think one of the examples, listening to an orchestra where you can sometimes key in on a particular part of the orchestra rather than filter out the rest. You can kind of develop that, can't you, where you do that better, right? Focusing your attention.
Absolutely. One of the things I found out in my research, which, by the way, took me from Johns Hopkins University all the way to Stanford and back, speaking to some of the best brain scientists in the country. One of the things I found out was that, scientifically speaking, everyone is able to pay attention, and there's absolutely no ceiling to how sharp and clear and quick we can train our attention. But the thing is that everybody's attention is as unique as your own fingerprints. And in my own research, I tried to develop ways to get people to discover what their own unique way of paying attention is, and how to amp that up. One of the things that we want to learn how to do is how to short circuit habits that we don't want, and build new ones that we do want, because those are the things that are triggering in our mind almost all day long. Most of what we do is triggered by habit, and it's at a very high speed. My research indicated that the speed of those procedures in the brain are triggering at 1/600,000th of a second.
Talking with Joseph Cardillo. The name of the book is Can I Have Your Attention? And is lack of attention, or people that don't do it well, is it because they're easily distracted, or are they just not focusing in the first place?
my book goes into a couple of reasons why distraction occurs, and one of both of those are reasons. One thing that makes us lose attention is that we've turned it over to someone else. We're not paying attention. We've turned it over to someone else. And the other thing that makes us lose attention isn't so much the actual loss of attention, but it's a loss of control over our attention. And one of the things that triggers our attention is our habits. Another is our blood chemistry, and then our emotions, our feelings, and our memories. And when we're not tuned in to that, and when we're not paying attention to how we pay attention, that apparatus can make us zero in on things that we may or may not want to be focused on. When we've given up our attention to those things, and it works out, well, then it's great. But then, when our habits or our blood chemistry or emotions, feelings, and memories get us to focus on things that are detrimental to our goals, in that case, it doesn't work out very well.
I think even now, in particular the last 5-10 years, with so many technologies out there, people just texting and doing multiple things at once, it's got to even be harder now for people to sharpen those attention skills, because there's so many things they're trying to do at one time, right?
Yeah, we've got a lot more going on, and I think that one of the key ingredients is to decide for ourselves, what is my goal at this minute? Like if I walk into an office meeting, or if I sit down to do a task, what is my goal? What do I want out of this? And then to sort of do an internal scan and just see how you're feeling internally and which of those feelings facilitates what you're attempting to do, and then to use those feelings to help you reach your goal, and which don't. And then you've got some choices to be made about the feelings that are getting in your way. You can either edit them or learn to circumvent them.
I think that'd be a great course to teach, if you could get it in elementary school. I don't know if you can, but at least in high school, don't you think, or college?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, absolutely, it'd be a great course. And this is the type of thing that, I've talked to a lot of people about this, and it's the type of thing where we all wind up saying, boy, do I wish I had access to this information when I was in high school. It would have made such a difference, because it makes it, it's going to make a difference in everything that you do. I mean, everything from, academic decisions that we make, to business decisions, athletic participation, parenting, relationships that we have, and how successful all those things are. They'll be a lot more successful if we're attentive. And another interesting aspect of attention is once we know how our own attention works and how we can get in there and mess with it so that it helps us achieve our goals, we also understand how other people's attention works. And we can work more closely with them when we're trying to achieve mutual goals, and we can also cut them a break sometimes.
Well, it really is a fascinating book. You go into some great examples of how you can improve and give you some good insight on how the brain and mind works. Joe, do you have a website where people can contact you or take a look at some information?
I do. My website is josephcardillo.com.
The name of the book is Can I Have Your Attention? And Joseph, appreciate you taking a few minutes today to talk with us here in Sarasota, and please keep in touch with us next time we have a book come out. We'd like to have you on again.
Thank you very much.